I can. My main man.
What
Pots
is
and pans.
what
What's
is
good
up,
with y'all?
B-LEW? So nice to hear from you. How you doing,
What's
man?
good? What's going on, man? I'm good. I'm good. Y'all had a good show again, man. I appreciate y'all so much, man. Yeah, man. Just smoking.
Awesome. What are you smoking right now?
Oh, that's why I was posting the channel, smoking.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
What is it?
Bermuda mint.
Bermuda mint, and something paradise, whatever the other your favorite flavor is. It's kind of like strawberry-ish. It's pretty good though.
Very, very
Summer
nice.
paradise, I think that's it. I don't know.
Do you have a question for our esteemed guest Hookah Frank here today?
Yeah, I actually do, man. I mean, I'm just as you guys, I've talked to y'all about it before. I'm just not a Tangiers smoker, and I see how everybody loves it. I kind of want to get into it, but I mean, I'm a noob, so for everybody, not just for Frank, but if y'all could just help me out, man. What should I get? How should I pack? What should I do?
Oh, okay. We can definitely talk about this for a little while. I'm going to go ahead and drop you from the call, and we'll answer it off the air. Okay.
All right, salute, fellas.
All right, thank you, B-LEW.
Take it easy, man. Yeah. Thanks for calling, as always.
All right, so let's go ahead and answer this.
I love that question because I'm sure there's a few people watching that don't know about Tangiers or how to pack it, and we've just been talking about it in the context of people who have been smoking it for years.
So what is your advice, Adrian, for starting out on Tangiers and learning how to pack it or enjoy it or smoke it? What do you think? What would you suggest?
Yeah, I definitely take this with a grain of salt. Frank probably has his pack method and everything way better down than I do. But as far as flavors to start with, I think everyone should smoke cane mint at least once in their life. It is a very, very good flavor. And if you're just starting in Tangiers, I would avoid the floral strong flavors like K-Peach, Static Starlight, stuff like that. I would avoid that at first. And I'd start off with some known territory like Foreplay on the Peach is a flavor I think is very, very friendly, very good crowd pleaser. I'm very into Mamone. Most people are familiar with lemon mint, so that's a very, very good lemon mint. And then off the back of my hand, I would definitely say go ahead and try pink grapefruit, just because it's such a rich citrus flavor. It's very good. As far as packing it, a lot of people talk about packing Tangiers. There's videos out there. Everyone's done a video on how to pack Tangiers. But the best way to pack it, that's yielded the best results for me, I used to do what they call the Army Palmer. That's how I actually learned to pack Tangiers, where you pack it all in there nice and densely, and then you actually smack the bowl with the palm of your hand to get it down dense. You don't actually need to do that, and that's a pretty messy way to pack. I now just don't even touch the tobacco ever. What you do is you take an oyster fork or a small seafood fork, and you go ahead and scoop the tobacco pretty densely into your bowl around the spire, and then you can use the underside of the fork to dense it down. You don't want any air gaps really, and you want it to be pretty flush with the rim of the bowl. You can start off by going a little underneath the rim though if you're new to Tangiers, because if you haven't smoked Tangiers, it's gonna give you a buzz.
Everybody needs to reach out to Adrian as soon as they can and tell him that he needs to make a Tangiers tutorial how to pack video. Adrian, we need to see this from you. I want to see this technique.
Okay, yeah. I'll get on that. I can do that. That's something I've been meaning to do anyway.
I have a video on how I like to pack Tangiers with an oyster fork. It's something that I've been doing since the very beginning when I started to learn how to do it correctly and stuff. I like my video. I would pimp it, obviously. Strictly Shisha has a very good video on how to pack Tangiers as well. There's a lot of them out there, obviously, but I definitely like mine just because that's what I do. That's how I get my results, obviously. So what about you, Frank? What is some advice that you have for a new Tangier smoker, someone learning how to smoke it and stuff?
Well, I use my fingers to pack the bowl, pack it dense. Make sure the tobacco is even. I pack it dense to the rim, and then I make sure it's even. If it's not even to the eye, and I see depressions where there's gaps, I'll fill those gaps in, and then I foil it and smoke it. But as far as flavors for a new smoker to try, I would recommend cane mint, of course. Cane mint, experiment, lime, lemon lime, Mamone.
All good flavors.
Very much.
Oh, Frank, here's a question I have for you on the Tangiers new smoker thing. I find myself, I use a Provost a lot. About half of the time when I smoke Tangiers, I'll use a Provost. The other half I'll just do coal on foil. But I find myself either way poking a lot more holes than I would for most tobaccos. Is that something you do as well?
You have to poke a lot more holes. You have to poke them all the way through the bowl.
Let's see here. I can actually just demonstrate what I do.
If you know how to use an oyster fork, you need to make sure the holes are you have a lot of exactly.
Perfect.
That's how I do it.
Just like that.
Perfect. All right, very nice. What about HMDs? Can I use a Lotus? Somebody, B-LEW just said, can I use a Lotus on Tangiers? I've always been told that Tangiers doesn't do well with heat management devices. I used the Phoenix and thought that it was okay. I didn't have any issues with it in that regard.
It performs better just on foil. But, I mean, I like the Provost on top of foil. That's actually what I'm using right now. I think it gives it a more cleaner flavor.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
HMDs work as well. Coconut coals, if you want to use coconut coals in the product, cut the coals in half. You don't need to use 3 coals, even though I've got three coals on the bowl. But best results with the Tangiers, I mean, cut the coals in half, and you only need to use 1.5 charcoal to make the bowl smoke. I mean, you might not get as thick of clouds if you're trying to chase the clouds with that, but you're not going to burn it as quickly using less heat.
And you can work your way up too after you get used to it.
That's for sure. We're going to take a question or another